There are some topics I go pretty nonverbal on still. One of them is, I was just contemplating today that I remembered the conversations that Becky had with Deke about him finding a way to pay off his student loans, selling the organs of foster children and people that nobody was going to miss. Selective enforcement around here, it's difficult to describe the magnitude to other people. There's nothing wrong with some selective enforcement, but ours is straight up Jim Crow. And, most people who say, oh, it's Jim Crow are exaggerating, or they go nonverbal when they have to think about the specific incidences that happen to them. Large part because it involves things of a really horrific nature, such as institutionalized organ dealing. So I needed to mention somewhere in here that the debt with all this is not in the state of Indiana, it's not with the town of Bloomington, it's not with the United States, it's with the Catholic Church. Although Deke is not a Catholic. And but they do say that, the whole Christianity, for the most part, is, if you all go back to following the Nicene Creed, it's all the one system. And like I was saying about what happened with Bill, what can't be reclaimed will not be left in place as ill-gotten gains. That's where I was going with that. And I was just watching about Arabs in the Algerians in the suburbs, attempting to make a mass casualty event in Paris, and thinking about how the Europeans would not imagine investigating why the organs of American foster children are showing up in European markets, but should any of us suddenly have our own genetic organs back, then they would pull out the stops. That is the kind of selective enforcement that we have here in Bloomington, and where they will only listen to your story to hear whatever petty minor thing that you may have done in stress or in a hemmed-in situation. No matter how heinous whatever else you're describing was, they will not consider it factual. The only factual thing that people on the wrong side of Jim Crow here can say is their own guilt for the smallest things, which can turn into the biggest charges. That is the thing about cooperation with Tommy. She can make those things disappear. I didn't have any of those things. I was guided through so we had to make alternative deals, which are a little bit difficult to put into words right now.